Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. My name is Lucy Winskill. I'm one of the Pro-Vice Chancellors here at Northumbria. Delighted to welcome you all to this great celebration this afternoon. My role for the moment is just to share with you a little bit of housekeeping and some reminders as to what's going to happen next. So the congregation will begin very shortly. Please remain in your seats throughout the congregation. We think it's going to last about an hour and 10 minutes this afternoon. But some important announcements. Please take a look round and spot the emergency exits on the ground floor behind you and at the rear of the balcony. And please can I remind you all to turn off your mobile telephones. Thank you. During the presentation of the graduates, tempting as it is, please would you refrain from whistling or calling out. And again, tempting as it is, please reserve your full applause until the end of each subject group. We've got an awful lot of graduates to celebrate achievements today, and you're going to have very sore hands if we clap for each and every one. At the start of the ceremony, we're going to have one or two honorary and research graduates. We will clap them. But when it comes to our undergraduates, we'll bring you up into groups and you'll take your lead from the platform party as to when to clap. But there will be lots of opportunities to do so. Graduates, can you please check you've got your name card with you and take it onto the stage with you? The presenter there is going to need it to call out your name, so don't bend it or deface it in any way. We want to try and get the name right. When you come onto the stage, please remember to shake hands with the Chancellor, who's going to be in the middle of the stage here, before returning to your seat. Your Chancellor is Baroness Tanni Grey-Thompson, a member of the House of Lords, a sports commentator, and one of the greatest British Paralympians of all time. And she wants to shake the hand of each and every one of you as you would go across the stage. Sometimes the nerves get to you, but just remember, come across, take your time, shake her hand. She really wants to personally congratulate all of you. At the end of the congregation, graduates will process out of the hall immediately after the platform party here have left, and we'll ask all our guests to remain standing by your seats until all the graduates have left. And then graduates, guests and families can reunite at the Students' Union and avoid congestion out of the Sports Central if you just head straight to the Students' Union. If you're on the first floor, you'll be able to get out at the doors at the back and go straight into the Union, but there'll be plenty of stewards just to help you on your way so you know where to go. So finally, just checking from where I can see, graduates' hats off for the duration of the congregation, but we'll put them on again for the procession from the hall. So thank you all for joining us, and I hope you really have a great afternoon.
While the world constantly changes, we are ready. Excited by the future, we tackle tomorrow's challenges head-on, pursuing new thinking, forging new partnerships, creating and exchanging new knowledge. We are leading the way, empowering innovators, visionaries and change makers to transform lives and make a remarkable impact on the world. We celebrate the exceptional, question the ordinary and make bold choices. Engaging all, we continuously reinvent and reshape. Our work makes the impossible possible. Join us. Together, we can take on tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the procession? The congregation is now open for the recognition of degrees and awards. Please be seated. The Vice-Chancellor, Professor Andrew Wathy, will now address the congregation.
Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor, Deputy and Pro-Vice-Chancellors, graduands and ladies and gentlemen, it gives me very great pleasure to welcome you to today's celebrations here at Northumbria University. Graduation Day is the highlight of a university's academic year, the formal celebration of the achievement, values and qualities to which all universities aspire. Today is a special day. It is a time to reflect as well as a time to look forward. And for you, our graduands, it marks an important milestone in your lives. It is the culmination of several years of study and hard work, and you are being rewarded and recognized for your own personal academic achievement. And this is a proud day for the whole university, academic and professional support staff alike. It is an opportunity to acknowledge their involvement in and contribution to your success. Such achievement is rarely possible without the support of those nearest to us. And so this is also a day to recognise the vital roles of families and friends, many of whom are here today, in supporting you in all sorts of ways through your individual journeys here at Northumbria. With a shared sense of pride in achievement, it is a day that we hope you will remember proudly for the rest of your lives. This year, Northumbria University celebrated its 25th anniversary. And while our heritage stretches back to the 19th century, the last 25 years have seen us grow in outlook, standing and scale. Northumbria is a university that challenges the status quo, one that is positioning itself as the natural choice for outstanding students, staff and partners. It is a university for a changing world, transforming to take on tomorrow. And I am proud of the achievements of our students and of our staff as we work together towards our ambitious goals. Academic excellence and the student experience are at the heart of what we do. Creating new knowledge through research and sharing it are central to this university's purpose. Research-rich education transforms our students' lives. Our research and our graduates take new knowledge and enterprise into society and shape it, bringing the benefit of research that is globally competitive to the northeast of England and far beyond. In the government's most recent assessment of research in 2014, Northumbria achieved the largest rise in research power ranking of any UK university. And now, working with the Swedish Red Cross, we're driving global debate on the role of volunteers in conflict and crisis zones. We're advising the UK Law Commission on anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing regimes. Northumbria academics, including former members of the British Antarctic Survey, are leading international research into the impact of climate change on Antarctica. And academics in our aerospace, medicine and rehabilitation laboratory are driving pioneering research into spinal muscle health. Northumbria is helping to shape the Northeast's future economic landscape, taking, among other things, a leading role in Newcastle's digital-led renaissance. You may have noticed the university's role in the Great Exhibition of the North, which launched last month. Following in the footsteps of the Great Exhibition of 1851 and the North East Coast Exhibition of 1929, it is the biggest event in England this year, designed to showcase achievement and challenge preconceptions of the North. Northumbria is central to its design trail, which runs through our campus, and showcases an exciting new generation of entrepreneurs, including some of our academics, who are exporting design, digital and gaming to the world. I urge you to follow this trail if you've not already done so. So you, our graduates, are at the very heart of this work as we inspire, empower and equip a new generation of innovative leaders. And what of the university? Well, we recruit exceptional students, the best qualified of any of the newer universities in the United Kingdom, where we rank 31st out of 107 on entry qualifications in England. Northumbria is also committed to the advancement of social mobility. We seek to attract the best students, irrespective of background, and today a student at Northumbria picked at random is just as likely to come from a less advantaged as from a more advantaged background. We now sit securely in the top 50 of UK universities, and this year Northumbria was shortlisted for University of the Year in the Times Higher Education Awards, arguably the most prestigious event in the higher education calendar. Our graduates are highly sought after. More of our graduates secure highly skilled graduate jobs in the North East than from any other university. And we rank 9th in the UK for the number of graduates in professional or managerial roles. Our graduates are distinguished by their leadership and entrepreneurialism. Northumbria has been ranked top university in the UK for graduate startups not only this year, but also for 4 out of the last 5 years. Northumbria's global footprint is also changing. Global in our scope and reach, we have operations in London, Malaysia, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, Singapore, and very shortly Amsterdam. But more than this, we are partnering with research-rich institutions around the world that mirror our own rise, our own commitment to the student, and our own growth in research impact. Our global presence is growing, and we are creating global career opportunities for our graduates. But it is you, our students, and our staff who bring a unique pattern, rhythm, and distinction to this great university. Academic study aside, the positive contribution that you've made to Newcastle and Gateshead and to the wider region is simply enormous. Your efforts are at the heart of our sporting and cultural life. Northumbria has one of the best records in British university and college sport, and in 2016, Northumbria students and one alumnus brought home no fewer than 6 medals from the Paralympic Games in Rio. And over the course of this year, through our Student Union's programme of community action and volunteering, more than 3,800 of you have given up over 40,000 hours of your time to volunteering in the community. It is a privilege to recognise your successes and your achievements. Today, as Northumbria alumni, you become part of a continuous line of education and scholarship stretching back to the 19th century. We hope you return in both person and thought. We hope that Northumbria can offer you continued support in your career. Northumbria can offer you continued support in your careers and your lives. And we hope that we can work together to nurture and provide opportunities for the next generations of Northumbria students. So whether starting out on your career or returning to further study this autumn, I urge you, use what you have learnt here at Northumbria to help create a world which will be different. Use your abilities to change the future. When I welcomed you to Northumbria in your first year, I quoted Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, who once said, and I quote, "We're here to put a dent in the universe. Otherwise, why else even be here?" I also set you a challenge. I asked you to reflect on your dent in the universe. Sir Jonathan Ive, Chief Design Officer at Apple and a Northumbria graduate, designed a concept video phone as part of his final year project. On leaving Northumbria, his dent in the universe was the design of Apple's most iconic products, the iPod, the iPad, and of course, the iPhone. He is a Northumbria graduate who questioned the ordinary, who made bold choices, who reinvented and reshaped. He made the impossible possible, and excited by the future, he took on tomorrow. So, graduates, I put the question again. How will you take on tomorrow? Graduates, today marks the start of your tomorrow. I thank your family and friends for the support and encouragement that they provided to you. I congratulate you warmly on your own achievements, and I wish you every success in the future. And lastly, it is my very great pleasure to welcome you into a worldwide family of academic excellence and achievement as graduates of Northumbria University. Congratulations and well done.
The university awards honorary doctorates to individuals of high distinction who have earned significant recognition and standing in their activities within education, business, culture, the professions, creative work or public service. The Chancellor of the University will now confer upon Mr. Tek Seng Woon and Mr. Wee Teng Woon the honorary degrees of Doctor of Civil Law. The orator, Professor Peter Francis, will read the citation.
Chancellor, today we honour two men. Over the years, many graduates on this momentous day have had good intentions to give something back to their university. Wee Teng Woon is a man who has had more than good intentions. This is a man since graduating from Newcastle Polytechnic, now Northumbria University in 1981, has not only maintained a special place in his heart for his alma mater, but has infectiously spread that affection amongst his brothers as well. Wee Teng developed a strong connection with Northumbria University and the region after arriving here as one of the early cohorts of international students to study law. His degree laid the foundation of his successful career as a lawyer and champion of social justice. Looking back at his time at university, there are two key people who have helped shape Wee Teng's life. One is his wife, Christine, whom he met here while studying. The second was Norman Brown. Norman was the former deputy head of the law department and one of his law lecturers who subsequently became a close friend and mentor. Wee Teng has held a lifelong passion for art, and lifelong is no exaggeration. He began collecting his first piece of Buddhist art at primary school. In 2004, nearly four decades later, he founded Singapore's first Buddhist museum. When ill health forced him to part with the museum, it housed over 40,000 pieces of Buddhist art from the Buddhist regions, including across China and Southeast Asia. After parting with his museum, Wee Teng and his three brothers created their philanthropic foundation, the Woon Brothers Foundation. In 2008, Wee Teng's eldest brother, Tek Seng, became chairman of the foundation. Tek Seng has an impressive background in banking. He began his career at Chase Manhattan in 1971, worked with Dresdner Bank, and later became the treasury manager of the Continental Illinois National Bank of Chicago. He subsequently set up Ong Tradition, a joint venture between Ong & Co of Singapore and Tradition of Switzerland. It was then, and remains, the largest money brokering house in Singapore, which he headed for 18 and a half years until his retirement from banking and financial service. But he has a strong entrepreneurial drive too. In the early 1990s, he bought Hainanese coffee shop Keng Ho Heng that had been established in 1919 by an immigrant from the island of Hainan in China. A Hainanese himself, Tek Seng wanted to preserve the Hainanese culture and bought the coffee shop, renaming it Killarney Kopisham. He opened a second branch, mainly to create jobs for friends and former staff who were unemployed, and in 2001 opened the first Killarney franchise. In the same year, Tek Seng opened the first of the overseas branches of the coffee shop in Kuala Lumpur. Killarney Kopisham has been awarded several national distinctions, including the Heritage Brand Award by the Association of Small and Medium Enterprises, which recognises local enterprises that have preserved heritage and tradition through their branding while evolving with the times. In 2006, Tek Seng received the Spirit of Enterprise Award. Like his brother, Tek Seng is a strong advocate for the power and value of education. In 2012, he established the Killarney Kopasham Bursary to provide financial assistance to full-time undergraduates in any degree programme at the Singapore Management University and to motivate these students to achieve all-round excellence. Believing that students should receive a broad-based education including art, Tek Seng, together with his brothers, also gave generously to Nanyang Academy of Fine Arts, Singapore. Tek Seng was honoured with the Pewter Service to Education Award in 2015. It is no surprise, therefore, that the Woon Brothers Foundation's first gift was to Northumbria Law School in 2008, intended to support prizes and grants for students' achievement and overseas internships. The Woon Brothers Foundation Law Prizes were named in the memory of Tek Seng and Wee Teng's parents. However, there was one exception. One prize was named after Wee Teng's lecturer and mentor, Norman Brown. At the same time, the foundation also set up the Access to Justice Fund, providing financial support to clients of the university's student law office. But the brothers' philanthropic vision didn't stop there. In addition to supporting the law school, their ambition was to help propel Northumbria University to the heart of the art world too. In 2012, they set up the annual Woon Painting and Sculpture Prize, one of the UK's most generous arts prizes. The prize, run jointly by Northumbria University and the Baltic Centre for Contemporary Art, is open to all final year students. Its aim is to attract, support and nurture exciting young artists. And in contrast to the Turner Prize, the Woon Prize is open to any student studying in the UK, regardless of their nationality. The first winner of the Woon Prize in 2013, Holly Henry, who studied at the Slade, returned to the Baltic last year with her own exhibition. Holly, a member of last year's judging panel, stressed the value of the Woon Prize, explaining that the support, space and money it provides allows, and in her own words, a precious opportunity for intensive time, research and making, without the usual distractions or hurdles, at a crucial point of change in someone's art career. In 2014, the Woon Brothers Foundation developed a keen interest in Northumbria's Conservation of Fine Art programme, supporting the purchase of vital specialist equipment and providing rare Buddhist artworks and materials for conservation study and research. And, most recently, in 2016, the Foundation expressed a desire to support the creation of an Asian art gallery at Northumbria. And that vision, the Woon Gallery of Asian Art, will open today here at Northumbria's city campus. The gallery houses rare and unique Asian and contemporary art on loan from the Woon Foundation collection. Introducing a new dynamic resource for teaching, research and public engagement at Northumbria, the gallery will help to embed further the university at the heart of the cultural sector in the region. The Woon Brothers Foundation also made 2 gifts to Northumbria from their art pieces on loan, as well as a further commitment of a fellowship for the next 4 years for the research and study of selected artefacts in collaboration with the Victoria and Albert Museum. Chancellor, in recognition of Tek Seng and Wee Teng Woon's contribution to the global financial services and legal sector, for the significant contribution these 2 men have made through the Woon Brothers Foundation to this university, which continues to transform opportunities for Northumbria's students and Northumbria's staff, and in acknowledgement of their ambition to inspire exciting new talent across the UK and beyond, I present to you Mr. Teng Seng Woon and Mr. Wee Teng Woon to be admitted to the degree of Doctor of Civil Law honoris causa.
By the authority of the University, I confer upon each of you the degree of Doctor of Civil Law, honoris causa. Congratulations. Thank you.
Chancellor Baroness Tenny Gray Thompson, Vice Chancellor Professor Andrew Watty, distinguished governors and members of the academia, learned graduates, ladies and gentlemen. I take this opportunity also to speak on behalf of my brother, Tek Singh. We too are very delighted and very grateful to be conferred with this great honor. We'd like to say a big thank you to Northumbria University, which is also my alma mater, for recognizing our contributions. Northumbria shall have our continued support. We travel many thousands of miles to come here. On this joyous occasion, I'd like to share with you an old and meaningful Chinese saying. It is made up of 4 Chinese characters. It goes like this: Yin Shui Zi Yuan. In English, it means when you drink water, you must remember your source. This very saying basically explains my return to Northumbria to help, share, and give. In 1978, I was offered a place to read law, and I managed to receive a good law education from Northumbria. I benefited substantially from it. I did very well subsequently practicing law in Singapore. Further, I have very fond memories of my student days in Northumbria and my stay in Newcastle. I remember very dearly my Geordie friends and their family, my very dedicated lecturers, and many others. They were also very kind to me when I was an overseas student. I even returned home to Singapore with a wife from Newcastle, UK, not Australia, Newcastle. My parents taught us that kindness must be returned with more kindness. So the need to help, share, and give more. I even wrote my brothers Tek Singh and my other brothers Wee Fong and Wee Hao to do the same for Northumbria. Remember this: on your demise, you cannot bring your wealth and possession to the netherworld. Your English pound, or for that matter, any currencies in the world, is no legal tender there. So be generous and be magnanimous to share, help, and give. Your true legacy is really what you do for others. Always think of others first, not yourself. My brothers actually have no direct link with Northumbria and Newcastle, but they still help, share, and give to Northumbria. If my brothers can do so, so can you graduates. Accordingly, I urge you, graduates, to do the same for your alma mater. Don't forget Northumbria in the years to come. Northumbria needs you. I wish you every success in your endeavors. May you be well and happy. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Northumbria, again.
Graduates will now be presented to the Chancellor, Baroness Tanny Gray Thompson. I call upon Jane Arnfield to present graduates from Arts, Design and Social Sciences.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present the following graduates from the Faculty of Arts, Design and Social Sciences for doctoral awards, accompanied by his principal supervisor, Dr. Mackenzie, and with a thesis entitled Investigating Pakistani University Students' Level of Willingness to Communicate WTC in English as Foreign Language, a case study of students from Shah Abdul Latif University, Kanpur, Sindh, Salu. Dr. Mumtaz Ali. accompanied by her principal supervisor, Professor Lawler, and with a thesis entitled Managing Maternity, Reproduction and the Literary Imagination in the 18th Century, Dr. Ashley Blackwood. Accompanied by his principal supervisor, Professor Gleason, and with a thesis entitled Dissent and Discontent in the Confederate South, 1861 to 1865, Dr. Brian Langley. Accompanied by his principal supervisor, Professor Davidson, and with a thesis entitled J.H. Prynne and Late Modernism, The Politics of Attention, Dr. Edward Luca. Accompanied by her principal supervisor, Professor Lawson, and with a thesis entitled Britain and Rescue, Government Policy and the Jewish Refugees, 1942 to 1943, Dr. Diana Joan Packer. Accompanied by his principal supervisor, Professor Ward, and with a thesis entitled Male Control and Female Resistance in American Roots Music, Recordings of the Interwar Period, Dr. Alan Andrew Simmons. Accompanied by his principal supervisor, Professor Davidson, and with a thesis entitled Taiwai Sujian, Investigating Improvised Compositional Methods Founded on Processual, Plurilingual, and Spatial Poetics Towards the Discovery of the Effective Forms from Other Sources and Through Performance, Dr. Rhys Trimble. Accompanied by her principal supervisor, Dr. Craddock, and with a thesis entitled Making Theatre as an Emerging Company, Exposing Trends, Tactics, Strategies, and Constraints, Dr. Jennifer Duffy. Accompanied by his principal supervisor, Professor Holt, and with a thesis entitled Art Washing, the Art of Regeneration, Social Capital, and Anti-Gentrification Activism, Dr. Stephen Pritchard. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now present graduates from our bachelor's and master's programs. Can I please remind you to reserve applause until the end of each department group. For awards from the Department of Arts, Jesse Kiyomo Aso. William Alexander Brighouse. Jacob John James Brown. Aisling Doherty. Harvey Joseph Donaldson. Leon Edwards. Zach Jordan Foster. Laura Beth Garrity. Robert Gibbon. Benjamin Hall. Billie Jean Heslop. Rianne Jessica Jennings. Harry George Liloff. Bethan Malcolm Joyce. Ryan McDade. Bethany Lindsay Mawns. Aaron James Walter Smith. Nozulahaya Binti Rahim. Jude Riloj. Michelle Chi-Sang. Harry James Bolton. We will now pause to congratulate graduates presented so far. For further awards from this department, Sarah Connolly, Tyron Cook, Joseph Cunningham, Amber Dacey, Ben Dixon, Michael Ellison, Daniel Heel, Drew White, Dominic Willis, Jae Hoon Lee, Vivian Claire Wiggins, Yomira Gillian Barton, Johanna Maria Padron Torres, Helen Armstrong, Ruth Atwood, Adam James Birkenau, Jennifer Mary Crisp, Jessica Hill, Amber Jade Horner, Taylor Johnson, Laura Jane Naylor. We will now pause to congratulate graduates presented so far. For further awards from this department, Ashley Sayer, Nicole Scott, Leanne Scullion, Elizabeth Senior, Caitlin Robin Silger, Jody Sumner Stagg, Elizabeth Vetch, Rebecca Wally, Evie Williamson, Keaton Baines, Louise Barker, Rianne Patricia Edith Bowes, Natasha Leanne Brown, Caitlin Collins, Shannon Elliott, Olivia Hildreth, Abby Marsden. Dwayne McLean. Talia Robbins. Bruno Rodriguez. Kyle Mark Watson. We will now pause to congratulate graduates presented so far. For further awards from this department, Jacob Asbury-Sabin, Ching Yin Fung, Laura Chelsea Hodgkinson, Joseph Marucci, Hannah Scarr, Hannah Jade Sowerby, Melody Sproats, Mark William Vivas, Jack Daniel Coyer, Connor Benjamin Crooks, Amy Dixon, Sarah Louise Fowler, Natasha Gibson, Araminta Lees, Sophie Miller, Bailey Eve Robinson, Sarah Andrea Lynn Squires, Amy Woodfine, Connor Liam Anderson, Scott Arnott. We will now pause to congratulate graduates presented so far. For further awards from this department, Andriy Avram, Eriku Bukowski, Samuel Buckley, Chloe Burden, Nicholas James Chadford, Molly Clare, Vlad Kokos, Charles John Winston Baker, Lauren Jean Conroy, Luke Crompton, Sarah Davison, John Dickinson, James Matthew Dowse, Kyle Dunn, Grace Elizabeth Eccles, Brendan Emmett, Harry John Ford, Sam Ganny, Anthony David Gibson, Elizabeth Ann Gilham. We will now pause to congratulate graduates presented so far. For further awards from this department, Jamie Henderson, Callum Andrew Johnson, Melissa Rose Kazara. Samuel Mark Kerry. Blake Jovit Lebont. Natalie Longstaff. Andre Miles. Chloe Montgomery. Corey Noel. Natasha Alexandra Peto. Jennifer Elizabeth Riley. Jamie Peter Stowe. Faye Strawn. Sarah Louise Irene Talbot. Charlotte Ann Toval. Vincenzo Simon Vito. Erin Walker. Charles Ross White. Lucy Rose Wilson Green. Charlotte Wiseman. We will now pause to congratulate graduates presented so far. For further awards from this department, Joshua Yingwai Wood, Catherine Mary Bevan, Robert Bowman, Catherine Fiona McMurray, Alexander Mark Nicholas, Murray James Shaw Thompson, Shamima Akhtar, Zainab Mohammed Al-Shabib, Sabraya Amin Ali, Milkayas Asras, Georgia Lee Bates, Jonathan Beattie. Sadly, Jonathan died during the course of his studies. His father, Bruce, is here to collect the award on his behalf. Robin Benham, Rose Bibby, Phoebe Sean Bolton, Katie Brown, Emily Jane Callis, Nicole Beatrice Connolly, Adita Sosnika, Bethany Rose Davidson, Amanda Sarah Dodd, Jessica Fletcher, Paige Fullerton, Lucy Gibbons, Rachel Ann Hodgson, Jack Humes, Robin Catherine Kelby, Ed Lawrenson, Ian Gillespie Mackay, Ryan McGee, Adam Martin, Philippa Catherine McCollum, James Richard Mitchell, Rachel Moody. We will now pause to congratulate graduates presented so far. For further awards from this department, Megan Morrison, Rebecca Lucy Norrington, Rebecca Louise Ovenden, Andrew Lewis Parr, Chris Pearson, Amelia Rose Radley, Chloe Randall, Ellen Ranson, Caroline Rebecca Elizabeth Reeves, Shannon Richards, Charlotte Richardson, Ian Rogers, Grace Lois Rowe, Elizabeth Simpson, Vanessa Louise Suddick, Megan Swinney, Catherine Siddle, Shannon Simmons, Roisin Tasker, Catherine Fiona Thompson. We will now pause to congratulate graduates presented so far. For further awards from this department, Gemma Watling, Emma Louise Wilson, Polly Elizabeth Mary Aconley, Lydia Brickland, Adam Catterson, Robin Coe, Tomasz Joseph Connelly, Blue Richard Corsby, Joseph Craven, Jade Louise Cunningham, Eleanor Rose Edwards, Hypatia Fellow, Ryan Gallagher, Alex Goodchild, Rachel Margaret Headley, Alice Anastasia Eve Hookway, Connor Declan Patrick Hughes. Elizabeth Ianson. Lucy Kelly. Mohammed Khan. We will now pause to congratulate graduates presented so far. For further awards from this department, Gemma Lambert, Oliver Edward Lewis, Sheridan Locke, Zoe Louise McQuinn, Kieran Murray, Lucy May Sim, Courtney Lewis Smith, Katie Lauren Smith, Elizabeth Sarah Thompson, Katie Louise Wright, Nicole Armstrong Atkinson, Christopher John Barras, Emily Burrell, Laura Cleland, Nicole Louise Hollinshead, Brooke Hope, Alex McQueen, John Monroe, Gabrielle Riding, Siobhan Stanley, Wendy Wedderburn, Adam James Errington, Alexander James Robert Hall, Thomas Morin, Michaela Venner, Karandip Kaur. That concludes the graduates from this department. For awards from the Department of Humanities, Emma Laurel Borgeson, Bronwyn Amy Bagnall, Nazreen Begum, Rashqua Bini Mohamed Razib, Becky Ann Daniel, Ellie Forster, Talitha Kate Hughes, Shelby Mackenzie, Isaac Swinney, Stephanie Jennifer Taylor, Bethany Lee Thompson, Lauren Grace West, Ala Al-Ali, Eleni Antru, Madeline Femke Beamish, Righteous Criseli Castaneda, Victoria Elizabeth Douglas, Neve Forster, Annika May Forsyth, Chloe Kate Victoria Francis. We will now pause to congratulate graduates presented so far. For further awards from this department, Emily Hall, Hayley Hoban, Francesca Kirk, Margita Kolarova, Rebecca Amy Martin, Thomas James Pyle, Annabelle Reynolds, John Patrick Taylor, Amy Thompson, Molly Triffett, Abigail Louise Wakefield, Rebecca Walker, Zoe Louise Anderson, Holly Esther Bell, Louisa Bell, Rhiannon Conroy, Lucy Daly, Joanne Edwards, Laura Fish, Amy Fudge, Bethany Megan Harris. We will now pause to congratulate graduates presented so far. For further awards from this department, Bethan Rachel Hartley, Jade Bethany Henderson, Lucy Henderson, Emily Florence Henson, Robin Kelly, Lydia Jude Kennington, Amira Mahmood, Alicia McGowan, Maria McNally, Philip Million, Thomas Joseph Reed, Katie Victoria Mousdale, Natalie Ann Neal, Oliver Slaney, Robert Snowden, Carl Martin Steele, Darren Lewis Thompson, Rachel Thompson, Nicole Turner, Alice Catherine Wallach. We will now pause to congratulate graduates presented so far. For further awards from this department, Amy Rose Wilson, Paige Walmsley Burton, Bryony Helena Clarkson, Sam Evans, Amy Louise Grieve, Joss Hancock, Amy Holt, Celine Elvina Kennedy, Chelsea Page McAdam, Rebecca McDonnell, Thomas Millett, Amy Frances Richardson, Rebecca Jane Simmons, Adam Summers, Katie Rose Sylvester, Lucy Caitlin Twist, Alexandra Waterson, Naomi Kirsten Ball, Hayley Butler, Mark Collier, Anna Erskine, Megan Alice Laybourne, James Ronan McCotter, Shannon Louise Miller, Libby Owens. We will now pause to congratulate graduates presented so far. For further awards from this department, Samantha Skinner, Samuel Alexander, Rory Allen, Sean Alexander Appleby, Thomas Adam Astle, Emily Backhouse, George Blythe, Shinos Wynne Bonnet, Andrew Paul Broadbent, Kelly Brown, Alistair Brunton, Sean Butler, Mark Campbell, Molly Elizabeth Cassidy, Alexandra Hannah Castley, Michael Cook, Chloe Ann Field Corrigan, Rebecca Yvonne Cowie, Jack Cunningham, Joseph Ian Dingwall. We will now pause to congratulate graduates presented so far. For further awards from this department, Julia Dixon, Oliver Driver, Joseph Anthony Dunn, Callum George Fletcher, Sarah Emily Foote, Emma Elizabeth Forster, Dominic Foster, Thomas James Terence Fountain, Matthew Peter Graham. Carly Ann Gray. Jack Hall. Hilly Emelina Hanam Seymour. Emily Louise Harrington. Charlotte Emily Hathaway. Declan James Higgins. Dominic Horn. Emily May Howarth Davis. Benjamin Thomas Vane Husbands. Munir Hussain. Scott Paul Eels. We will now pause to congratulate graduates presented so far. For further awards from this department. Excuse me, please may I ask the guests of Alexander Philip to please go to reception. Will the guests of Alexander Philip please go to reception? Thank you. Harold Watson Jevons. Ella Nicole Kearsley. Lewis Kimberly. Ellie Lamy. Matthew James Lee. Thomas Lennox. Jack Lunn. Beth Georgia McKinney. Brendan McGilligan. Sophie Mercer. Owen Robbie Moore. George Monroe Smith. Alicia Northfield. Danielle Patrice O'Brien. Katie Louise Oliver. Joshua Petrie. Joseph Redgate. Beth Richardson. Callum Richardson. Daniel Riddell. Anna Catherine Roberts. James Robertson Major. William Robson. Brooke Rowan Stanners. Alexandra Louise Scott. We will now pause to congratulate graduates presented so far. For further awards from this department, Daniel Scott. Alice Poppy Seagrave Hindmarsh. Amy Louise Shields. Jason Frederick Sims. Caitlin Chelsea Rose Sutherland. Krista Talentar. Francesca Lucy Thomas. Mia Timson Shaw. Bethany Charlotte Tricklebank. Stephen Walker. Nathaniel Warwick. Lucy Jane Watson. Molly Caitlin Welsh. Samuel Mark Whitehead. Mary Grace Winkles. Rosanna Jean Wright. James Robert Briers. Dominic Lee Paul Calver. Michael Robert Conlin. Harry Dalton. We will now pause to congratulate graduates presented so far. For further awards from this department, Imogen DeVille. Peter Dixon. Lloyd Dunn. Rachel Ann Gorse. Oliver Toby Griffiths. Polly Jack. Victoria Kundu. Joshua Lloyd Braden. Nathan Mallory. Oscar Mong Haley. Billy Thomas Blades Porter. Molly Young. Rata Mananoon Leontantutra. Min Duk Nyen. Tak Yen Huang Nyen. Ti Than Huan Yang. Tuan An Yang. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Arts, Design and Social Sciences.
Vice-Chancellor, Deputy and Pro-Vice-Chancellors, colleagues, guests, and you, the most important people here today, our graduates. It's a real privilege and a pleasure to be here today, presiding over this important ceremony as Chancellor of Northumbria University. Graduation is a special day that marks your outstanding achievements. It's also an opportunity for you, your family, and those close to you to celebrate the talent, hard work, and determination that you've shown during your degree, whilst looking forward to the bright future that lies ahead of you as a Northumbria graduate. Yours is an exceptional personal achievement, and I've been honoured to have the chance to meet each and every one of you today, to shake your hand, to personally congratulate you, and to wish you well for the future. Everyone here at Northumbria is incredibly proud of you, as you should be proud of yourselves. What you've achieved in your time here will genuinely shape the rest of your life. So once again, congratulations and well done. When I became Chancellor of Northumbria University, giving out degrees at the graduation ceremony was the job I was looking forward to most of all. Greeting each of you individually must be one of the most rewarding experiences for anybody. It was my father who used to say that education is important because it gives you choices, and that is something I absolutely believe. Education, without a doubt, has ensured I had choices and has helped to shape the life that I have today. University is also a life-changing experience. It's a time to make the most of the opportunities available to you, to try different things, to meet new people, to learn to think critically, and I hope you've had just a little bit of fun along the way as well. But I'm confident that every one of you here today has made the most of your experience at Northumbria. While the world around us is changing at an exhilarating and often daunting pace, I believe that we at Northumbria are genuinely excited by the future. We really do stand ready to tackle tomorrow's challenges head on and have a real ambition to lead the way forward. I firmly believe that your time here will have provided you with a solid foundation on which to build your tomorrow. And I'm confident it will have shaped you as an individual and will colour your future choices. It will have opened your eyes to the difference that you can make and will shape the career that you pursue and the life that you'll go on to live. And while your graduation marks the end of one chapter in your lives, it's just the beginning of a different journey. You might be leaving the campus today, but you'll be joining the global community of Northumbria University alumni, which today has more than 194,000 members in more than 167 countries around the world. At the beginning of this ceremony, the Vice-Chancellor asked you what mark you will make on the world. Northumbria graduates, just like you, have been going out and making their mark on the world for decades. Some of the world's best-known companies and brands are powered by our graduates. Many are leaders in their fields and professions. They work for a range of organisations and companies across different sectors in a wide variety of roles, united by the way they're making an impact and transforming both their lives and the lives of others. From this faculty alone, our alumni include Amanda Berry, OBE, Chief Executive of BAFTA, Lady Edwina Grosvenor, philanthropist and prison reform campaigner who established Clinks, Rob Law, MBE, founder and director of Magmatic, best known for the Trunky suitcase, and of course, as you've heard from our Vice-Chancellor, Sir Jonathan Ive, Chief Design Officer at Apple. All these graduates left Northumbria with the ambition and drive to take on tomorrow, and that is exactly what they did. I hope that your relationship with Northumbria, as one of our valued global family of alumni, will continue for the rest of your professional and your personal lives. And I look forward to seeing many of you in the future, returning to share your experiences and create opportunities for future Northumbria graduates, as many of our prestigious alumni have done before you. But today isn't just about you. I mean, it's mostly about you. But today is also an opportunity to thank your family, your friends, personal tutors, professional support staff and lecturers who've all played an important part in supporting, cajoling and encouraging you throughout your studies. And I'm sure many of you will share my sense of gratitude to those who've supported you. In a few moments, I'm going to ask you to stand and turn towards your friends and family and show them your appreciation. But while friends and family are getting their cameras ready, quick, I'm just going to give our graduates just a little bit of advice. Now, your friends and family might not tell you as much as you would like to hear just how fabulous and brilliant you all are. But today, they're going to show you in a very special way how much they love you. Now, it might be shouting out from the congregation. I wish there was a camera that you could see the graduates' faces. They do love it, really. I love it so much. But there's a unique way that your friends and family today will show you how proud they are of you. It is with each and every photograph they take of you. Every photograph means I love you and I'm proud of you. There might be thousands of photos taken here today. But the friends and family are amazing. It's incredible what they do. There is one small group of people that you will not outrun, and that is called a mother with a camera. You know who you are. Mothers with cameras have more strength and resilience than anyone you will ever meet in the rest of your professional or personal lives. So please today, let your friends and family take pictures, because each and every one honestly means I love you and I'm proud of you. So graduates, this is your moment. Please stand, turn towards your friends and family and show them your appreciation. Thank you. You can sit down again. They won't stop. Thank you. Graduates, wherever you go in the world, whatever you go on to do, however you choose to take on tomorrow, carry your degree from Northumbria University with pride. Enjoy this special day. Create memories that will make you smile for years to come. I wish you every success for the future. Congratulations and thank you.
Chancellor, on behalf of the University and guests, thank you. That concludes the ceremony. Thank you all for making this such a memorable and enjoyable occasion. The platform party procession will now leave the hall. Once the platform party is left, marshals will direct graduates to process from the hall. Graduates' hats should be worn for the procession. Would everyone now please stand and remain standing until the platform party has left the hall?